You're listening to Discover Stories on Reimagine Radio, brought to you by the Vancouver Adapted Music Society. To learn more about accessible music programs and opportunities, please visit our website at VAMS.org. That's www.vams.org. Now let's get into today's episode. Thank you for joining me today, Ian. Can you share about your role as a peer program manager and innovation strategist at Technology for Living?
Absolutely. So I've been working with Technology for Living for about 6 years now, and I absolutely love it. It's such a rewarding organization to be a part of, and I fairly recently started as the peer program manager, and day to day I have a lot of meetings, a lot of emails, but also more importantly is connecting with our members, and that's so much fun. And then also working with an incredible team where we work on promoting the services that we provide, and also organizing virtual and in-person events. And then as the innovation strategist, I work with a lot of smart home technology, really testing it, making sure that it's a good fit for our members, and also working with the manufacturers to see how it could be improved upon to better serve people with physical disabilities.
Wow, you do such amazing work and you have a lot of responsibilities on your shoulders, hey? Love that. So what are the most exciting advancements in assistive technology that are improving the lives of people with disabilities?
Well, I think two things. So within our organization, we have three different programs. PROP, our Provincial Respiratory Outreach Program, which provides respiratory devices and support. So, for example, ventilators. I use a ventilator myself, and I think that technology is advancing at with respiratory equipment specifically at quite a rapid rate, which is really exciting to see, because my first ventilator 20 years ago was about the size of a microwave. Wow. And it only had a 30-minute battery, which, if you can imagine being on life support and only being able to be disconnected from the wall for a half hour, it is very limiting. And now the ventilators are about the size of a lunchbox, and they have a battery of around I'd say at least 8+ hours.
Wow.
And so that has made a world of difference for myself and many of our members. And then second, another program within our organization is TIL, Technology for Independent Living. And we focus on a lot of smart home devices. And smart home tech has changed a heck of a lot, even in the last 6 or so years that I've been with the organization, particularly voice control, being able to control lights and blinds and other devices in the home just by using your voice. Also, eye tracking has improved quite a bit. So for our members who are nonverbal, that would still like to have the same amount of independence, I think that's really incredible.
Wow. Yeah, that sounds very incredible. And I mean, that's technology increasing in the last 10 to 20 years. I can't imagine what the future will hold. Hopefully it's even more crazy than what we have now.
Yes. No, I agree. I'm really excited to see what we'll be able to offer, and just technology as a whole in another even 5 years from now, particularly with the very rapid advancements in artificial intelligence,
Mm-hmm.
I think this will be a huge positive impact on the disability community.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to ask, in your ideal world with like AI and technology, how do you envision it? Like, if you could create like the ideal world.
Well, that's a good question. I'm really excited to have a robot in my house that can help out with some of the day-to-day activities,
Hmm.
transferring me from my wheelchair to my bed and vice versa. I think just having a robot to do things in the house that I'm unable to do
Mm.
independently, I think that will be a huge game changer.
Yeah, I bet. A personal assistant robot. Well,
Yes.
hopefully that comes sooner than later. Awesome. So, I have to ask, so how does, technology for living support individuals with disabilities living independently? Now, you talked about it a little bit with, the voice command and the eye movement. But what impact have you seen personally through your work?
Well, again, respiratory equipment such as modern ventilators
Mm-hmm.
that we provide to our members in British Columbia, I think that is an absolute life changer for many people. Just being able to have that independence.
Mm-hmm.
And then for TIL and for the peer program, really the technology that we provide and the services that we offer, it's huge.
Mm.
I I I think from just within the limited amount of time I've been with the organization, just hearing stories from our members of how much it's changed people's lives,
Mm.
particularly with isolation. I find that some people with disabilities they don't want to feel like they're a burden, and so
Right.
sometimes they don't want to ask for help as much as they need, and that can be very restrictive. Where they're in bed watching the same TV channel for 5 or 6 hours a day, just because they either don't have the care and support, or they don't want to be that a burden, as I
Mm.
mentioned. And so, even something as simple as being able to change the channels on a TV or adjust the lighting in the room if they want to take a nap, to be able to turn the lights off and close the curtains independently is such a huge impact.
Yeah, absolutely. I can't even imagine, just these advancements that improves a little bit of quality of life. So, yeah, love that. How does your team collaborate with healthcare professionals, engineers, and the disability community to develop and improve assistive technology?
Well, our organization has been around for over 50 years, especially TIL,
Mm.
and so I think that we're a very well trusted organization, and that gives us the ability to provide feedback to health authorities and also to manufacturers. So, for
Mm.
example, if a startup company has a smart device that they're working through building the prototype, etc., then they quite often come to us and ask for feedback on how they could make their product better for people with disabilities.
Mm.
And I think that collaboration is so important,
Mm-hmm.
because these devices, yes, are used by your average consumer, but more importantly, they have such a huge impact on our independence. And sometimes it can be as simple as adding one feature or updating the user interface on the phone or tablet, which will make it much more accessible to people with disabilities, and that's really important.
Yeah, I bet. And I'm sure it's not like a one size fits all type of device. So is there like a possibility to kind of add things if necessary? Do you know?
Yeah, well, something that has been really exciting is many of the manufacturers that have come to us have asked for not just my opinion, but having a focus group. And we have been able to provide some of those where a number of our members are able to provide that feedback. And I love it when I see the company frantically writing notes down as everybody is giving their perspective, because you're right, everybody is very different, and things that are easy for me to do, for example, on the phone, or challenging for others, and vice versa. So I think having a very diverse looking at it in a way where it's not just trying to meet the needs of a particular individual, but servicing everybody with a disability is really really valuable.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm so happy to hear that they're actually open to that feedback and taking account to everyone's needs. So, what are some of the biggest barriers that still exist in accessibility and assistive technology, and how can society work toward breaking them down?
I think cost is an ongoing barrier. Uh, we're we're very fortunate to have this organization, our organization in British Columbia. But speaking with other provinces, these services aren't available. There isn't a technology for living in every province, and I think that's something that I would love to see in the future. Is other provinces um, their health authorities really making it a priority to have organizations such as ours in every province to provide these services. Because without this, people can be very restricted as to what assistive technology they're able to obtain, and that's just not fair.
Yeah. I'm surprised there's actually, not such accessibility available in different provinces. Do you see technology for living expanding to other provinces to fill in those gaps?
I don't know. I think we're a relatively small organization, and expanding across Canada would be a huge undertaking. I
Mm-hmm.
think for now, we're focusing on ensuring that people with disabilities, physical disabilities that live in BC, are best catered to. But so I don't think we will be expanding across Canada anytime soon. But I think it would be it's a wonderful template for other organizations to adopt if they have the funding available.
Right. Well, hopefully, other provinces hear this podcast and get inspired, and they're able to, create an organization for their assisted living. So, fingers crossed.
Yes.
Thanks for tuning in to Discover Stories on Reimagine Radio. If you enjoy our content, please support us by subscribing to the YouTube channel or following us on Spotify. See you in the next episode.